YouTube world? My name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back here together again. And in today's video, we're finally going to be doing a video that I've been waiting to do for a very long time. And that is talking about my top 5 favorite TV shows of all time, ranking them from the worst to the best. Well, not from the worst to the best. It's from the best to the bestest. And just to let you know, I have some announcements. The reason why I haven't done this series, well, this particular video, is because I've seen a lot of TV shows. I've seen a lot of episodes, but I haven't seen like full seasons. And so the way I did this is I'm including most of the shows on here are shows that I've seen every single season to. And then there is one that I just completed the first season, but I haven't seen the full thing. But I wanted to talk about it, so I guess I can say that I did kind of. So unless I've seen the full thing, or at least a season, that's okay with me. So, real quick before we get started, go ahead and tell me down below, what is your favorite TV show, or at least what is some of your favorite shows of all time? With that said, let's get started talking about my top 5 favorite TV shows of all time. When I first saw this show on Disney Plus back in 2019, when I first got the app, I was a little bit skeptical going into it because it's like when Marvel makes stuff that's, you know, animated, that relates a lot to the comics, something like that just never really interests me. But I've watched 2 things that did that, and it was Into the Spider-Verse and it was this. And the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is an absolute masterclass of telling these stories of the comic books that we saw from the Avengers with this comic book form in animation. I thought it was great the way they did it. The animation is of course very cool, and the way it actually looks like a comic book just came to life, where all the characters look so comic book accurate. And along those same lines, it gives... as this is an Avengers show, and it's based off of the comics, it's able to give other characters to shine. Like, you get some of the Fantastic Four into it, you get some of the X-Men, like Wolverine, into it, you get some of S.H.I.E.L.D., you get the plotline of Ultron taking over Malekith, you get the plotline of the Skrull invasion, you even get moments with Spider-Man at some points. You get some parts with Black Panther, you get parts with War Machine, and it balances all of the plot lines very well, and it still manages to be a great show, and it's just one of the best TV shows I've ever seen all the time, and it's probably my favorite thing on that is on Disney Plus as of right now. Now, Good Luck Charlie, honestly, this is a very different show because I was talking about a Disney XD show that is Marvel superheroes, but then you go into Good Luck Charlie, and it's so much different than what I was talking about, where we have superheroes. This show is it's just Disney Channel. It's safe, and what I loved about this show was the comedy, was the humor, and its heart. The humor just works very nicely. Almost all the episodes are absolutely hilarious. There's a lot of funny lines and a lot of funny moments. And then it also just does a great job of handling the heart, the characters, the way that the story is played out. It all does it in a very cool fashion. Every story beat makes sense. You see characters grow. And it just creates this great show that I just enjoyed watching. Much like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, this is just another show that I just enjoyed watching when it was on. I didn't watch it when it came on. I watched it on Disney Plus like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But this is just a show that was just great, and it was very enjoyable. Now, Stranger Things, I know this is, you could probably tell that this is the only series on this list that I have only seen the first season to, so don't get backlashed on that for me. But what I loved about this season is that every episode was better than the first one. Now you could probably, now if I went back to saw the first episode, I could probably say that was the weakest of the episodes. But I gotta say, the first season just gets better and better by each episode. The story elevates, the characters get better, they learn better stuff. The acting is also on point. Everything about the whole first season is just amazing, and it's impacted with the horror vibes. The cast is great. Everything about this show is great, and I can't wait to see the next 2 seasons. So, I love the first season of Stranger Things. Now for me, number 2 and number 1 are gonna go back and forth because sometimes number 1 will be number 2, sometimes number 2 will be number 1, but today this is just how it's gonna be. And I don't think I've ever talked about the Lion Guard on my channel before, but the Lion Guard is a huge inspiration for my channel. Well, it's not just my channel, but it's also a big inspiration for my movies that I want to make when I'm older. And that part of it is that the kids, is that the Avengers that I'm making, all these kids of these characters, it's all because of the Lion Guard. They're all about protecting the Pride Lands and defending the Circle of Life. That's what they're about. And I thought that this show, like the first season, what I thought it did absolutely fantastic with was kind of expanding the world of the Pride Lands, where it wasn't, because in the Lion King movies, both Lion King 1 and 2, the story was more centered around the royal family, Simba, Nala, Rafiki. It was more centered around those characters, and we didn't really get to see what happens in the world of the Pride Lands with other animals, like with these other animal characters. So we get to explore elephants, we get to explore the giraffes, we get to explore different characters and different animals of the Pride Lands. And I thought it was a cool little concept that we did, and it introduces some new characters and some new funny characters. And of course, the Lion Guard themselves, Kion is of course one of the best characters that has the best arc of all of the characters in the series. Where from the first season, he just becomes, he grows. He grows into this great prince. He grows into this just great leader, and it's impactful. When he gets that scar, he can't let his own Scar take control over him because Scar is speaking to him. He can't let Scar's words get to him. Fooly is a great character where she's fast. She's played by Diamond White. Also very cool. She also has a beautiful voice when she sings. So that character is great. Bunga can be a little bit sometimes annoying, but his interactions and stuff, he's of course another fun character. Beshte and Ono are a little bit weaker, but they are nice presences when they're part of the team. But when they're main characters, it's just kind of a little bit annoying. But then you get into the second season, and it kind of expands everything, where it explores another different part of the Pride Lands, where it explores the Pride Lands during the dry season. And then it also introduces the plot line with Scar coming back, and him assembling an army of Outlanders trying to kill Simba and the Lion Guard. And it's like you feel the stakes that are happening when Scar meets the Lion Guard and his whole army of Outlanders with hyenas, jackals, crocodiles, and vultures, and lizards, and snakes. And they're all piling them up against the volcano with Scar at the end of it. It's like, you feel the stakes happening. It's like, you feel that the Lion Guard is actually coming to an end. And you feel it. Like, you feel the frighteningness of this war. And like, how exactly are the Lion Guard going to defeat Scar and his forces? And it's like a cool plotline that they came up with. And then the third season was, and also with season 2, they find new ways to defeat Scar's army in every battle that they have. They even unite all the Pride Landers together, And I thought that was great as the Pridelanders find out that Scar is behind all this and they have to trust him. Then the third season is all about closing out the war between the Pridelands and the Outlands when Jasiri becomes the new sort of leader of the Outlands. But these seasons is not over yet, because in order to create it, you have to go on to heal Kion and Ono, because Kion now has a scar and Ono's eyes are messed up, so they gotta go to the they have to take this long journey to the Tree of Life. And you get all these different worlds outside the Pridelands, which I thought was a very cool little idea that they did, where we get to explore dolphins, we get to explore snow leopards, we of course get the return of Makuja, we get Komodo dragons, we get binturongs, we get more porcupines. All of it just works very nicely. The Night Pride are pretty good additions. It also just brings in more great animal action in this type of series. And it's just a great series that I love. It's the way it ends with the whole third act of Kion and his friends just leaving the Pridelands and surrendering the Lion Guard roles to Vitani and her team. I just feel like that's kind of a weak point. But besides that, this show is a great show. It does a lot of great things and explores the world of the Lion King much better. So, is it better than the original Lion King movie? No. But this show lives up to a bunch of Lion King fans. Alright, so before we get into my number one, I have some honorable mentions. So the first one is going to be, of course, WandaVision. Ever since it came out, it's been my favorite Phase 4 project, and to this day it still is. And it's probably the only thing I gave an A2 or higher. Overall, WandaVision is just one of the best TV shows. Then we have these other two shows are going to be shows that I have seen many times, but I don't know if I've seen every episode of it. The first one is going to be Drake and Josh. I just love Drake and Josh. It's just so funny, so hilarious. They both fit together. I understand the stuff that's happening with Drake Bell right now. Of him doing like inappropriate stuff to women and kids and all that stuff. But I understand for that. And then SpongeBob SquarePants, one of the best TV shows. It does, do a little bit of weird humor, but I love that. It gets me out of my comfort zone, and it just makes me, it just goes into it, and I love it. So now let's get into my real number one. Now, Henry Danger, when I first saw it, I was like, this is a show that is absolutely fantastic. Now, when it was first coming out, I was like, this show just kind of feels like a very interesting show. It feels like a home show. Where I remember watching this a lot around wintertime and New Year's Eve, and it feels the perfect type of style for that, except for like the first season. The other seasons just feel great. And that the whole show, I thought what it did great was it kind of did a new type of superhero origin story with Captain Man, where the way his origin story went was that he was with his dad on Take Your Child to Work Day, and this machine that his father built turns him into the superhero, and that's how his superhero origin story came to be. And then you bring in the kid Henry, played by Jace Norman, which is of course a great actor in this, where he can play the superhero part, he can play the teenager part, he can do all the jokes, he can of course do some very cool action, and also Cooper Barnes, I also thought was a cool actor in this show, where he can also be funny, he can be the leader, he can be the superhero type character, at the same time he's also kind of joking. And then you also get the other side characters with like Schwoz, Charlotte, Jasper. All of them are also great comedic characters. Jasper was also very funny. Charlotte was great as he's this smart person. Schwoz was also funny as he's also this smart person, but he's also this just kind of funny guy. and he does all this weird stuff, and he has kind of like a weird family with his sister looking like a horse and sounding like a horse. And then all these other characters that Captain Man has, and all these other teenager stuff, it just all works. And then the finale of this show was just so emotional, where after everything that Captain Man and Kid Danger have been through, it all leads to this moment where Captain Man and Kid Danger decides he's been the side for as long as he can remember, since he worked for Captain Man. He's always been the sidekick. Captain Man's always been the main hero. So now that the world is probably gonna be, babies are gonna be killed, he's gonna try to be the actual main hero and save these babies from this ball of fire, this fire of ball blip, and killing all these babies. And he doesn't want that to, Ray does not want that to happen. He wants to be the hero. He's the hero, he's the superhero, he's the sidekick. And it all pays off emotionally, leads into Danger Force greatly. I can't wait to see that, oh, I just remembered, Danger Force Season 2 premieres, the week, like, it literally premieres, tomorrow, like, yesterday night. So I need to get that on. So I love Henry Danger. I think it has great action, great characters, some great moments, and it's just a great show overall. So I love Henry Danger. So that's my top 5 favorite TV shows of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is WallowFan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my bad section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as Instagram, my _6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.